Hello everyone and welcome back to another GTA Online video where today we're just really going to be talking about the Agents of Sabotage DLC as a whole, what kind of features it added, is it actually good for the game that this DLC came out unlike some of the other DLCs that we've had in the past, and to really give the quick answer to that, I think it has, mainly because it added a bunch of things that we kind of really wanted. It added a kick-ass new aerial vehicle, which we'll be getting soon. We're getting a Pavlo, we're getting an AC-130. I mean, not to jump the gun, but let's just talk about what kind of things that it added to the game to make it more fun. Was it worth it in terms of money? And yeah, we'll just be talking about that. Now, it's important to mention that when I make this video, we're only on the first half of the DLC. We've been given a building which allows us to upgrade the Terabyte with a bunch of upgrades, but we're also going to be getting a sort of hangar later down the line. I don't really know the details, but we're going to be getting some sort of other building in the DLC which will allow us to store even more vehicles, allegedly planes only, but we'll see about that. But what we have so far, I kind of really like. But before we get to that, let's talk about the missions itself, because usually with every DLC we get a whole bunch of missions, we get introduced to some new characters, but in this case we get introduced to a character that we've already met, but it's kind of disappointing because, well, the guy I'm talking about is Pavel. We only meet him once in that opening cutscene for the DLC, and then after that we only hear him over the radio. That's kind of disappointing. In the DLC that he came out in, we meet him all the time. He's kind of just there in the casaca, you meet him all the time as you're going for missions. He's always saying hello, and it's funny. I like Pavel. It's kind of disappointing that you only see him the one time here. The woman whose name Jodie, that's her name. I've just managed to remember her name. Besides her overly sexy voice, I don't really see anything memorable about this character. It's just not a really noteworthy character. And when I say her voice is sexy, I mean, goddamn.
I still have a backdoor access.
Say, what are you wearing under that uniform?
Laundry.
Oh my, very saucy.
I know. I pulled up your file.
So before we get on to the actual missions themselves, I want to talk about the building itself. What kind of features it adds? Was it really worthwhile to the player? First of all, I'm confused. What is the chronological timeline of GTA Online to GTA 5 Story Mode? Because the characters in GTA 5 Story Mode also use this building. Apparently GTA Online was supposed to take place, after the story mode, but now it's apparently going to take place before the story mode. Before or after, it's just confusing that the GTA Online protagonist is making use of this building. That's just confusing. Why do that? Just use some other building. There's a bajillion buildings in the game. Why do they have to use this building? It makes no sense. Now, the features that it adds aren't really that important. You know, we get the generic stuff. We get a bed. We get a drink to drink. We've got a gun safe. Actually, no, we don't even have a gun safe. We just have a gun customization bench, which tons of businesses already have. So it's kind of pointless. I guess it's kind of a thing we just get accustomed to now. This one was just added as part of the purchase price, which I must add, there is no customizability to the building. Everything is just included as standard, which is kind of surprising. Though to be fair, it only adds like one room to the building and maybe a 10-car slot garage. But the main thing that it adds is the customizability of the Terabyte. So Rockstar made it so that you no longer have to buy a nightclub to get a Terabyte. If you drive the Terabyte into the business, you can now add some extra customizations specific to this DLC. Now, some of them are pretty good. One of them adds a radar which allows you to find collectibles in the map. Some people think it's kind of worth it because, I mean, you can just cheat by using YouTube to find all the collectibles. I personally think that there's people out there who aren't cheating bastards and they legitimately go out and find stuff like this, so this kind of purchase is gonna be worth it for them, I think. Another upgrade for the Terabyte is the inclusion of like a silent running mode. At first I thought it was going to make it off radar permanently when you drive the thing around, but apparently it only works when the vehicle is stopped. I guess it's not the worst downgrade in the world, but I would have preferred it if the Terabyte was kind of off radar. I mean, it's not the most defendable vehicle out there. I don't think it would have broken the game if you could drive around the map off radar in the thing, but I digress. Now, I just had to look up what the final feature to be added to the thing was. So the master computer upgrade for the Terabyte, it's already a feature in the game, it just adds it to the Terabyte. I always thought that the Terabyte was kind of designed to be the global business vehicle anyways, so it's kind of news to me that this thing got added. Yeah, it's so unmemorable that I had to look up what the final feature was. Now let's talk about the missions. I think the missions themselves are pretty fun. I like that you don't have to actually go into the business itself to start them. You can use a new app that's added to your phone to start them anywhere in the map. I think that's a great idea. That should have been a thing from the get-go, but I digress. It's a really cool feature. You can just start the missions whenever you like, whenever you want, at any place, anytime. Another feature that it also adds is a sort of fast travel thing. It's not that useful, it's very situational. You kind of have to manually remember where all of these positions are, but I think it's, if you can remember these positions manually, they could come in handy and save you minutes of travel time. Anyways, back to the missions. I think they're fun, although a lot of them can be trivialized by the Oppressor Mark II, which is what everyone is going to use, because the Oppressor Mark II is just the fastest thing to use and everyone likes fast. But the missions where it forces you to use specific vehicles like the Tula, that's a classic. Not many missions force you to use the Tula. That was a fun mission. It did pose quite a few issues that I brought up when I was playing it for the first time.
Alright, if you want to make it out of the most trigger-happy base in the state, you're gonna need protection.
Yeah, you're gonna need protection when I get back home. Oh boy, I just love traveling halfway across the map to collect stuff.
Alright, follow me.
His lips don't even flap. Come on, Rockstar. Effort, please. God damn it. The world doesn't revolve around you, Juggernaut.
Their distance.
This machine gun is aimed way too low. This kinetic pulse barely does anything. Oh my god, you can't use the fast travel doors during a mission? Wait, how are these guys shooting me? First of all, how can they even see me at this depth from the surface? Secondly, have these guys not watched Mythbusters?
It expended all its energy within 3 feet and became totally non-lethal.
You have the charges, yes? Good. Bring the EMPs to Jody and tell anyone following you thank you and goodbye. Or kill them. Whichever feels better to you.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably one of the best lines I've ever heard. Yeah, that was weird. But yeah, I have nothing really to complain about the missions. They're fun, but are they worth it in terms of money? Hell no. I'm a filthy casual, and the main way that I make money is just by repeating heist missions over and over again. Even if the person who is hosting the heist doesn't pay me more than 15% of the final wage, it's still way more than you can earn by doing these Agents of Sabotage missions. So unless you're wanting to play them for fun, it's not really worth playing the missions from Agents of Sabotage. Now, speaking of vehicles, the vehicles themselves, besides the ones that we're going to be getting later, they're kind of sucky. The main flagship sports car that's part of the DLC, you can't even customize it. Hell, you can't even remove the livery that was hard pasted onto it. It is on there for good. You can grind away on it all you like, it is not coming off, and that sucks for people who don't like it. I mean, I personally like the decal on that car, but I can see a lot of other people not liking it, and they are just going to be turned off by it. The other sports car, the Banshee, I think it's a pretty ugly car. That's just my opinion. I think it's way too wide, it's too ugly, and I don't like it. And the other vehicles we're getting it's just a bunch of cop cars and some other unnotable vehicle that I can't even remember the name of. Yeah, we get a police boat for free. Yay. We only waited, what, 11 years to get it? And it's so expensive if you don't get it before December the 15th. What the hell? Why is it like 3 million? It doesn't come with any features. Damn, what the... But we are going to be getting some way better vehicles down the line. We are getting an AC-130, which is a vehicle that I've been hypothesizing since the original Titan, which is a launch vehicle. And then we're also getting a Pavlo, which I kind of thought they would have named it after the vehicle in San Andreas. Damn, what was it called? Anyways, we're getting a Pavlo, and I really like the design of the helicopter. I'm looking forward to flying it, and I'm also looking forward to the new business that is coming along with them. And to close up the video, I think Agents of Sabotage, while it is a late game DLC and we are having to play it for the next year to wait for GTA 6, it's definitely at least fun. I think that's the most important thing when it comes to any DLC. Yeah, you can make money by playing Cayo Perico over and over again, but Agents of Sabotage does the important thing of being fun. It adds new missions, adds new vehicles, new features. Oh yeah, police outfits. A lot of people like role-playing as police, and we're getting police outfits. And overall, just the extra little things that Agents of Sabotage is adding, it's all definitely worth it in my opinion. In any case, I hope you enjoyed my little review of this. I actually tried to do this video in a sort of way where I didn't write down a hard script for me to read. I'm just kind of talking off of my head most of the time. But let me know what you guys think about this way of making a video. This is kind of my first time. I'm not very good at it. I'm having to cut out a lot of pauses, like, as I think of what to say next. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.